With your parking brake set and the PTO engaged, your service truck equipment is ready to operate. Inside the cab, you will see the Stella proprietary equipment control panel called the E-Link or Equipment Link. There are two versions of the E-Link, the basic and the touch version. Each unit has icons that show what the switch or button activates. Your E-Link is likely mounted on the floor of the cab or on a dash-mounted bracket inside the middle of the cab. The buttons are clearly labeled for easy identification, and each one is dedicated to a specific function. Be sure you activate the components that you anticipate needing at the job site, such as the air compressor and exterior lights. You can now grab the remote transmitter from the docking station and exit the cab. The crane compartment is located at the rear of the truck, directly below the crane base. This compartment houses the stabilizer control levers, the electrical power distribution box, an air hose reel, and the filter, lubricator, regulator for the compressed air system. Storage of the radio remote transmitter is recommended in the cab of the truck, in the docking station. The docking station also serves as a recharging station for the remote transmitter battery. Before you move the crane, you need to stabilize the truck. Every Stellar service truck is equipped with stabilizers. Most models are hydraulically operated, but a manual out and crank down version is also available. Before deploying the stabilizers, make sure the ground beneath the truck is firm and able to support the weight of the truck and the load being lifted. If the ground appears unstable, use stabilizer pads as needed, or reposition the truck to more stable ground. To operate the stabilizers, first locate the street side stabilizer control handle. It is the lever marked SS inside the crane compartment. Push the lever down slowly to lower the stabilizer leg on the street side of the truck. Looking under the rear of the truck, you will see the street side stabilizer leg lowering to the ground. When the stabilizer makes solid contact with the ground, release the control lever. Now locate the extension lever and the curbside or CS lever. First, press the extension lever down to extend the curbside stabilizer out. Then slowly press the CS lever down to lower the stabilizer to the ground. Release the lever when the stabilizer has made solid contact with the ground. Do not raise the rear tires of the truck off the ground with the stabilizers, and pay particular attention that the truck is as level as possible both front to rear and side to side. It is also important to be aware of where your feet are located in the relation to the stabilizer pads when lowering. Be sure to keep them clear. Located at the front of the crane compartment, you will find the solid-state power distribution module beneath an aluminum cover. Only access this module if directed by Stellar authorized service personnel during a troubleshooting situation. This is the Stellar radio remote transmitter handle. It is also commonly referred to as the radio remote transmitter or the handheld transmitter. It is a standard feature on the Stellar crane and allows the operator the flexibility to locate themselves at the ideal position to most effectively perform their job. Some versions of the radio remote transmitter handle may appear slightly different, depending on what type of control system you have on your crane. The Stellar radio remote transmitter has two mechanisms that are used to control crane movement. The first of these is the toggle switch. Your transmitter will have several toggles. 4 specific toggles control the hydraulic control valve section for that function, such as boom rotate, boom up and down, and extensions in and out. The trigger is used to proportionally control the oil flow entering the control valve. The further you pull the trigger, the more oil flows to the control valve, and thus the faster the crane function will move. The proper way to activate the toggle switches and triggers is to first choose the function you would like to engage. Press and hold that specific toggle, and then gently pull the trigger until the crane begins to move. It is crucial that you move the trigger in a slow and controlled fashion until you have acquired the feel and control of the trigger. The transmitter is multifunctional, and therefore you can operate more than one toggle at one time, once you feel comfortable doing so. Please keep in mind that the trigger assembly could be different than a previous crane that you operated. The radio remote transmitter is equipped with an emergency stop button. If you encounter a situation that you need to stop the crane functionality immediately, press down on the red emergency stop button located on the top of the remote control. To re-engage the radio transmitter, press or activate any transmitter button or toggle. The handheld transmitters are designed to enter a sleep mode when they are inactive to save on battery life. In order to wake it back up, press any button. If the remote needs to be relinked to the receiver, press and hold the boost button for a few seconds. Release the button and continue with your operation.